Hi guys. So Boris Johnson has just left Northern Ireland. I think he's on his way back to London. Um, he was over there for a photo opportunity, not, really to help the people of Northern Ireland. So this is the new finance minister in the devolved parliament in Belfast. Let's hear what he had to say.
Well, we just concluded a meeting with the British Secretary of State, the five parties, to talk over the financial offer that the British government had committed to bringing to the table as part of this agreement. We got figures verbally from the Secretary of State, and obviously we're going to have to go off and
figures verbally from the Secretary of State. Yeah, of course, it's easier to say, yeah, we'll send you some money. So what's the problem here? The problem here is that Boris Johnson and his government, and this is also happening in Scotland. Somebody has asked me to do a video about that, and I will do a video about it, I promise. But I need to do a bit more research on this issue. But generally, the devolved parliaments, so for example, in Belfast and in Scotland, receive money from Westminster in order to organise their budgets. That they don't receive all the money for their budget, but they receive a large part of their budget from Westminster. And it's looking likely that Boris Johnson is not going to give the £2 billion that he promised to the new Northern Ireland executive, which needed for health and education. So it's going to leave Northern Ireland high and dry. But, is this news? Is this new information? Is this something, unexpected from Boris Johnson and the Tories? I think this is, in a way, punishment for voting against the government or for voting against Brexit.
the Department of Finance will analyse those figures and see exactly what they mean in terms of a financial commitment. And the Executive will meet in the morning, and I hope to have those figures available for them so they can discuss this issue and decide the way forward. I have to say my initial take on this is it falls way short of what was expected. And in that sense, there is much more work to be done to try and secure a financial package which accurately reflects the commitments given by the British Government as part of this document that they produced, that they told us to take our leave.
So this is just another example of Boris Johnson lying to the people of Northern Ireland and to Scotland and throwing them under a bus. I think there's a real punishment here for regions like Scotland and Northern Ireland who are, no longer listening to the Tories, to the government of Boris Johnson, who have called him out on his lies and, are not taking his crap any longer. For example, in Scotland, the punishment is really, clear to see. But in Northern Ireland, I didn't expect this type of behaviour from Boris Johnson.
And that they need to ante up. It's all very well for Boris Johnson to come over here and tell us we've all done very well and leave again. They need to honour their commitment that they gave as part of this agreement. The political part of it has been delivered by the five parties in the Executive. The financial part has to be delivered by the Government. We've always said there are, if you like, two elements to making a sustainable executive. One, it has to be able to deliver change and progressive change for all the citizens who live here. And the other one, it has to be financially sustainable, so it has to be able to deliver services. Those are basic requirements from any functioning government.
And he's right. Northern Ireland cannot, be self-sufficient. It needs financing from the rest of the UK. It needs financing from Westminster. But if Boris Johnson doesn't give that money, then what happens? The Northern Ireland Executive either have to raise taxes and damage their industries, or they have to cut services and damage the services that citizens in Northern Ireland rely on. Why didn't Boris Johnson be honest about this? No, I'm being stupid here. Boris Johnson is never honest. Sorry, I skipped ahead. Sorry, I'll return here.
deliver services. Those are basic requirements from any functioning government. And if we don't have the resources to deliver service, then the executive doesn't become sustainable, certainly not financially sustainable.
So this is broadcast by Sinn Féin, but that doesn't make any difference. What he's saying is the truth. Boris Johnson has made commitments to provide funding to the Northern Ireland Executive. He was happy to go there and get his he was happy to go there and get his photo taken with the first and deputy first leader of the new Northern Ireland Executive. But when they said, okay, what about the money that you promised? He ran away. Maybe, I don't know, the Northern Ireland Executive need to look in a fridge. They might find Boris Johnson there.